Hi, everyone. Welcome back to What Now, a podcast for Lost and Found. I'm your host, Amanda, and it has been a rough week, man. It's the first week of January is already come and gone. Second week is already kicking ass. I I saw a meme on the internet the other day that said January, the Mondayest of all months, or said January, a month full of nothing but Mondays, like. Oh, it's I didn't really get it at first, but now I know exactly how that meme feels. It's been pretty much go go go. I think I know not I think I know. I only took the day of Christmas off and New Year's Day off, and every other day since then my office has been prepping for new contracts and new work, and I'm hoping all this extra effort will come to fruition and we will get some good news about our projects in the next upcoming months. So if y'all could, send up a little prayer, keep your fingers crossed for me and my teammates and my business that I work for, that would be greatly appreciated. So I've just kind of had my head buried. This past weekend, I was supposed to record with a friend, but I got so busy with um, my full-time job that I accidentally forgot to give my friend a show outline. So when we started recording, we weren't really following a guideline. And since I'll take the blame on that. As the host of this show, I set up procedures and wrote out a template for how episodes should be structured. And I thought that would help keep me organized and on track with my long to-do list of everything that I'm doing every week anyway. And I did not end up sending my friend, the person I intended to have as the guest, the outline. And so we kind of just were winging it and realized about halfway through the recording that, to be completely honest, the content was not usable. It would not have made for as good of an episode as we would have wanted it to be. So we decided to scratch it and try again another day. And I told my friend that I would be more responsible and show better initiative when I'm less distracted and send them the proper outline so that we could follow and do the job right and make a good episode. So content definitely still matters. Getting on the internet and just saying stuff for the sake of saying stuff doesn't always work, and it's not a great long-term strategy, which is not what I want to do with this show. Yes, I am treating the show like my own personal blog, but I do want what I have to say and what my guests have to say to be taken, you know, seriously, but appreciated in lighthearted and relatable ways. And so the best way to do that is to make sure that your guest feels comfortable and confident in what they have to say. And if they don't, then you give them that space and the chance to try again if they want to try again. So that's what we're going to do. But yeah, it's been a little wild. And on top of having to work through the weekend, I tried setting up the Rodecaster Duo that I was gifted for Christmas, which is an audio interface, an external audio interface produced by Rode. And I hope I'm saying that right. Rode. It's got a O with a slash through it. Rode is what I'm going to say. So anyway, I was gifted this particular product and I, read the user's manual front and back, tried to set it up, connected it to my laptop, did not have the micro SD card. So I need to get one of those to start recording in-person interviews, which will be very exciting as soon as I can get that figured out. But I tried my best to put it all together and then wanted to execute to see if I could test a recording. And I couldn't. And I couldn't quite figure that out, even though I had downloaded the software to my laptop and updated everything on Rodecaster Duo itself. So luckily, I tagged my friend Micah, who I work with at IO Studio, and she said she could help me since she works with our audio and video production teams. She probably has a bit more knowledge than I do. So I thought it would be a great moment for me to learn from her and make sure I can continually act like I know what I'm doing, since that seems to be one of my greatest skill sets, improvisation and faking it till I make it. But that's pretty much it. That's really all that's been happening the last week. I have had several, fake it till you make it realization moments. I didn't feel quite as lost with what I'm trying to do. Like I felt, even though I was having a hard time getting to, maybe not necessarily a hard time, I did not have the ability to focus on my hobby as much as I wanted to. So I think that frustrated me over the week, that I wasn't able to split my time in ways that I thought was valuable, right? Or ways that I wanted to split my time. I ended up having to drop some things and keep others that I did not think I was going to do. And that's fine. That happens. Your weeks have to be flexible. Especially in this kind of a season, everybody's coming back to the office. Everybody's got stuff they need you to do. If you're dealing with turnover, if you're dealing with new work, new business, things don't stop. The world doesn't stop turning just because you want to try something else. So I just had to, balance other responsibilities this week, and that's okay. That happens. And I'm sure you guys have been in positions like that as well, where you have to keep your main source of, work and income and drive going so that it can sustain and foster the other parts of your life that you do love, the other parts of your life that bring you joy and bring you solace and purpose and fulfillment. And it is an honor that I have the ability to do both at all, right? So just got to keep my reality in check there. And that, really, even if I don't feel like there's quality coming out of my podcast this week, this is really just all part of the process. And I need to remember to enjoy the process, especially when I'm like, it's 10 o'clock at night right now while I'm recording on Monday. And so I'm going to edit this and then probably create a clip or something to put on the internet and then be like, all right, here you go. It's produced. This is the, fake it till you make it episode. And I get it. Not all of my episodes are going to be bangers. That's fair. I humbly accept the fact that I am not perfect, and I definitely won't be while I'm fleshing out this creative process. But my mom sent me a message tonight, and it kind of made me think, like, maybe I could talk about this on the show this evening. But while I was still working pretty late on my projects for work at IO Studio, my mom sent me this message when I told her that I was still at work, even after 9 o'clock, I'm still busy. And she sent me a message kind of talking about along the lines of like, this is your moment. No, you're working late. Yeah, you haven't done your podcast episode yet. Yeah, it's not going to be a good one, or at least it won't be a perfect one, but this is awesome. This is the prime of your time. Like, this is especially when you should be enjoying the process, because these are the all-nighters, the small mistakes, the frustration, and the, just balls to the wall action that you have to do when you're first starting out. You are going to be exhausted. You're going to be consumed by nothing but that. You're going to pull all-nighters to get your dreams to come true. But these are the moments that you're going to have to really dig in and remember to appreciate, because you'll look back on it, 10, 15, 20 years later and go, I can't believe I accomplished that. I can't believe that I did all that in that, time frame. How did I do audio, visual, pre and post production, editing, and, do all the research on this software and buy all this equipment and set it all up and hell, but even believe in myself long enough to keep this going. Good Lord. And basically she was just saying that these all-nighters, these mistakes, these frustrations that you might be having, you have to remember to enjoy that process, because these are the moments that are going to lead to the best part. And that best part is me becoming my own expert in my own craft. I am becoming my version of Amanda the podcaster. I am becoming my version of the host of What Now. I am becoming my version of this dream I keep trying to manifest in my journal every night. These teeny tiny annoying nights, busy weeks, hectic creative processes. These moments are the moments that are making me into my version. And as easy as it is to take that for granted and toss it aside, you shouldn't, because these are the moments that are going to make you into who you are. And she's right, I don't want to, even if things don't go the way that I want them to go, or the content I thought was good turns out is not, or the plan I had failed because I forgot to do one of the steps. I don't want to force something to happen when it's not authentic or unique or truthful, because I don't want to become someone else's story, right? I want this process to be mine. So I need to embrace the difficulty and acknowledge the reality that people who do content creation full time are badass people. They have to plan all this out. There's no way that they're running an entire empire strictly from just holding their phone in front of their face. There's no way to plan out pre and post production stuff, to edit all of your reels and your videos, and to split up the content into multiple days and schedule it out and make sure that it gets posted, doing all of your brand sponsorships, doing all of your interviews and meetings and your other podcasts, or if you're a stand-up comedian full-time but you do content on the side, I don't know how people do it if it's just them by themselves, right? Or if they have a team, if they have assistants, or if they have a videographer or whichever, somebody helping them out. I don't know. I can't tell. But from an outsider perspective looking in, when it's just you with a microphone and your laptop starting out, it feels so daunting. So I got mad respect for anybody that truly can do this full time, because it is really hard doing it even 1/4 of the time. I won't even say part-time, half-time, no way. But even just 1/4 of my time spent on this, it's a lot. And I want to make sure that what little amount of time I am able to spend in the meantime, I want it to be worthwhile, and I want it to be good quality. And as much as that is true for me deep to my core, that I care that much and I want my standards to be that high, I have to remember that not every episode can be perfect, but every episode can be done, So it's all right. In the meantime, I have an announcement. Drum roll, please. Actually, if I knew anything about audio stuff, I'd probably insert drum roll sound. Well, actually, if I had the Rodecaster Duo set up, I could do that. It has a button for that where I could press it and it would play automatically into the audio and be synced. And won't that be nice? Anyway, that's Micah's problem, actually. She's going to have to teach me how to do that. She's probably listening to this being like, oh no, I'm so excited. Sounds fun, Amanda. Anyway, I'm teasing her. I love you, Micah. Thank you for your help. The announcement is back to the point of the pathetic drum roll. Next week, Tuesday, is January 16th. So next week's episode will release on my birthday. So since this episode was kind of a wash, given scheduling, I thought we could do something fun for my birthday episode. So next week, I am going to collect Ask Me Anything question boxes, send out, questionnaires if people want to on my social media, do anonymous messages, voicemails, anything y'all want to submit. I'm going to do a listener Q&A on the episode. So I thought for my birthday, instead of trying to come up with, some deep philosophical topic about how I'm lost and frustrated and scared and, definitely not spiraling, we're going to celebrate me turning 33 together. But I thought it could be kind of fun, and it'd be a good way for me to hear from you and learn more about my audience as well. Just to hear what you guys, are thinking about the show, what's going on in your lives right now, if there's any advice I could offer you, or if you have any questions just about me in general, like you want to learn more about my story and my interest, anything like that, or you want to get weird and throw me something that's completely, from left field, go for it. I don't care. I'll answer. You got to be a little bit weird to start a podcast all by yourself, don't you? You'd think, right? But so keep a lookout on my social media over the next couple of days. I'm going to post an Ask Me Anything, a question box, opportunity for anonymous messages, or links to the voicemails. If you want to submit them directly on Spotify, you can do that. But I will collect them all and then read them for next week's episode, and I'll answer any of your questions that you might have. But yeah, I thought that could be a fun way to celebrate my birthday. Just, there could be like tiny gifts. You ask me a question, I gift you a goofy answer. No, I'm kidding. There'll be real answers, but it might be fun. I've listened to a couple other, podcast shows where the hosts have much larger followings at that point, but they do get like the UUP podcast gets dating advice, Girls Gotta Eat does dating and sex and relationships advice. Heather McMahon just does absolutely yeses or absolutely nots, and those are completely unhinged episodes. And I know that that's not necessarily how this is going to go for me, but I figured a Q&A episode could be a fun way to engage with you and learn more about you and just hear about your lives and what you're thinking about, what you want to know and what you're intrigued by. So submit anything you'd like. Oh, but it's late here, so I think I'm going to sign off. But I appreciate you, and I'm sorry this episode was a little bit of a bust. I did not get it together this week like I thought I would, so I'm going to try better for next week for the birthday episode. So I appreciate any questions you might have. Thank you to all you wily wanderers, and remember to like, subscribe, leave a review, send 5 stars, share the episode or a different episode preferably, since this one's not that great. Share a different episode with a friend. Let them know you love the show. Don't forget to leave me a comment or a review. You can always find me at askwhatnowpodcast@gmail.com. Always happy to hear from you, what you're enjoying about the show, anything you want to hear, or if you have particular topics you'd like me to cover another time with different guests, happy to do that. I am working with a media producer to help me with bookings, so I'm looking forward to February and March being able to get on the schedule with some more people and line up guest interviews again. So I'm going to try and focus a bit more of my effort on getting that more organized and set up for everybody. But stay tuned, share the show, leave me a review, and don't forget to check out my social media over the next couple of days and submit questions for the birthday episode. And remember, wanderers are always welcome.